So gonna be a chest workout. Chest is not an area that I'm lacking strength or size in. Obviously, I want to put on more size, but my bigger focus right now is going to be on the outside of my quads and my shoulders, just my legs in general. Really work on building up my legs and calves and that kind of stuff. So I don't need a whole lot more size on my chest right now. I need to let these other body parts catch up. Obviously, I'm not as big as I would like to be, or am I going to need to be to do what I want to do. But it's really like not that. It's not something I'm training 3 times a week right now. Like my chest is getting really like one or two, well, two like workout days. Like one, it's the primary workout, and then on the in the evening, it's my secondary workout. And so it's not my focus right now. So, but we are going to do quite a bit of chest, but it's certainly not the focus. It's not the biggest muscle group that I want to be focused on right now. I think I need to bring up my shoulders are getting there. Um, and then my legs, which I got legs built in 3 times a week right now to bring them up. And of course, we're training everything basically to failure and 1 rep in reserve. And then as I get down to like a weight that's not going to kill me, then I'll go all the way to failure. Right. But I don't think we're going to do flat bench today. If it's dumbbells or the Smith, we are going to do incline Smith press or Smith machine press. If I can sneak it away from the people always doing lunges on it or whatever. Um, that's those are places I'm comfortable going to, like failure, especially with no spot, right? Like I can't go all the way to basically failure without a spotter unless I got racks. But like on the flies and that kind of stuff, we certainly can, and I will. So that's kind of my thought on that. Um, that's kind of the plans to do chest this evening, and then I'm gonna grab some chicken. It's actually was one of my favorite restaurants, and then they changed the recipe on the shredded beef, and I haven't gone in a long time. And they've gone back to the old recipe but kept the new name, and then now it's called barbacoa beef. But that's not going to fit the macros for today, and that's kind of like a special treat, anyways. So I am going to get some chicken, rice, and I get it in a kid's portion. The quesadilla and the rice, because I don't need that much rice, and I don't need a lot of carbs from the tortilla or the cheese. And then I'll probably have 8 ounces of chicken, and that'll be like my last meal, and that'll be post training. I did bring a protein shake with me as well. I think total calories for the day, it's gonna be like, because I am cutting, it's probably like 1,800, which isn't terrible. I've been cutting like closer to like 1,500, but I got kind of thrown off today. We had like a different lunch, and so I got kind of thrown off. So total calories is going to be a little higher than like what I've been at, but I also haven't been working out twice a day, 6 days a week. So that's not a big deal. This doesn't really matter. And while I do want to optimize in every way that I can, because I'm trying to compress down the amount of time it's going to take for me to go from here to competition, And right now that really means that I need to get like super lean first, because mentally it will be difficult for me to eat the way I'll need to eat later if I'm overweight. Right? I need to be in the like 10% range, like 10% body fat, to be comfortable eating at a small surplus. And like when I say small, I mean small. Like I'm not talking about like 500 or 800 calories extra per day. Like I'll blow up like a balloon. Even if it's clean food, I need like maybe like 200 to 300 at the high end. And I like to increase it by like around 100 calories per day after like a week or two, if I'm not, if I'm not putting any weight on. So I want it to be like super controlled. Like I've done some, they call it dirty bulking. It's just easy cheating. Like don't, and like you can cut back down, right? Like you can bulk up big. I was 205 pounds or something. And I put on good muscle when I was 205. But I was just, it was the seafood diet. Just ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, as much of it as I wanted. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, I got to go to the gym. Yeah, don't give me that crap, dude. And there's nothing wrong with eating a large surplus. Like, just watch some guy today do the Lonnie Coleman 600 grams of protein, 6,000 calories challenge. Like, nothing wrong with 6,000 calories, but I don't have the muscle mass to need that kind of energy intake. So I'm not going to eat that much. And I like to be, pretty tightly tuned. I'm sure Ronnie didn't start out at 6,000 calories. He probably found something that made sense, and it's, to get up to the mass and size that he was, that's what it required to maintain the size or add a little. Um, and he trained hard. And then, of course, anytime you've got gear involved, the process has become different. So that's just kind of where I'm at. Right now, I've been like between 12 and 1,500 calories a day, depending on, the training. But as we've ramped the training up to twice a day, real high intensity, like basically every set to failure, I'm seeing significant change in my body composition. And do you guys ever get like the I'm starving right now feeling? For me, I only get that when I'm eating junk. Like the I need to eat right now. Like I'm gonna die. My stomach is pissed. I only get that feeling when I am like eating junk food. Like if I had like a Domino's pizza and then I didn't eat anything, or however much that pizza I'm gonna eat, half probably. And like if that's what I was gonna eat at a meal, and then like I didn't eat anything for 12 hours, I'd wake up and I would be so hungry after that. And but like right now, where I'm eating mostly chicken, like I'm not eating a pound of chicken every meal like Big Ron, but uh I'll eat, you know, probably between 5 to 8 ounces of chicken 4 or 5 times a day. And I'll have maybe like a quarter cup of rice with that. And I might have some veggies or like beef jerky, or I really like Himalayan gold popcorn as a snack. So I might have those things in between the chicken rice meals or the protein shakes. And I could go 12 hours and not feel hungry. Like the only reason I'm eating is mostly for the macros, but I'm also staying within my calorie budget, right? Like I know my body's not going to use more than, or I'm probably not going to use more than like 15 or 1,800 calories in a day and be in a deficit. So I try not to exceed that number. in terms of total calories, but I might not be hungry. So I really am just eating because I need to eat to meet the grams protein per pound of body weight. And right now, again, not in a surplus, so I'm basically at 180 grams a day every day, and I'll just eat whatever I need to eat to make that happen. Today, because lunch had a few more carbs than normal, and I ate a bunch of chicken, but I'll admit it, we had some like pretzel maker. If you guys ever been there, they make like soft serve pretzel, and I had like I don't know, 5 or 6 bites, which like those things are covered in butter and carbohydrates. I mean, they were like 200 calories just by themselves. Whoa, bro. So anyway, so we're gonna go to. I was telling you guys about what I ate today. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, you eat that chicken, you eat high protein. I'm never hungry. Like I could eat right now. I don't feel like I'm stuffed full, right? Like I can't eat anymore. But I also feel like I'm I could not eat and be the same. But what's important here is the macros and making sure I'm getting enough protein, especially on this, when I'm lifting heavy weights to failure often throughout the day, not getting enough protein, it would be a problem for me. And we'll kind of fine tune it, right? Like I weighed in last Sunday and I was 180.1 or something. The scale's kind of like iffy sometimes. You gotta like step on it a couple times to get it to give you an accurate reading. Like you read it, get off, let it shut off, get back on. Stupid, but it works. At least as a med, like I don't know if I'm actually exactly 180 pounds. It's not a certified scale, right? But it does give me like accurate feedback one way or the other, even if it's not a completely accurate weight. And the other big part of dieting or cutting for me is a lot more about appearance and not a number. The number is part of it, but if I'm getting lean the way I want to be getting lean, I guess I really don't care what the number is. That's not that big a deal to me. I gotta make sure I don't get rear-ended here. Uh, so yeah, it's more based on like what I look like, and then I just use the scale as like a metric. Like, am I? And that the scale really is its primary purpose for me is to give me an idea on terms of what is happening with my calories, right? Like if I bumped it up, let's say I went to 2,000 calories a day, like I'm eating 2,000. Forget what I'm burning, forget if that puts me in a deficit or not. But if I went to 2,000 and over the course of 2 weeks, I put on 2, 3, 4 pounds, I would know that I'm eating too much, right? And that's where the scale would come in. Like I might not be able to see that. It might not be noticeable if I put on 2 pounds or a pound a week. I wouldn't notice 2 pounds, but I would notice on the scale. And that's where the scale is really helpful when I'm trying to kind of dial in, like, am I losing weight or am I gaining weight? And so that's how I use the scale. Um, what's more important is my actual appearance to me. Then I know, like, all right, I'm getting leaner the way I need to be getting leaner, or am I not? Like, so I just, again, just kind of using the scale as a tool to gauge which direction I'm going, not necessarily giving me the whole picture. Normally I wear my ball cap to the gym and I'm gonna switch, but it was really cold when I walked out, so I put on this beanie. So it's new. I don't know if this is my Key Street beanie or yeah, it is. I don't know if you can see it, but it's cool. What else is important to talk about today? Uh, I'm not like big into like the voodoo universe is out there to do something for me. Like all it's but I do want to talk about how it is real. because it is. Um, some of it's real. Like I'm not big into like the like I have certain energy about this or that. Like, but visualization of your future is really big, and that was I've been listening to quite a bit of stuff centered around that topic because I'm making some pretty big life shifts here, and I took like a whole. I started. I didn't spend the whole day doing it, but I took this morning, and I was like mapping this out. I'm like, what are the different parts of? It's going to relate to bodybuilding here in just a minute. Different parts of what it is that are necessary. Like, what am I trying to accomplish? And then bringing yourself and telling yourself, like, hey, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that thing. And then you start doing like little things that make that thing a reality, right? Like that's a big part of it is that you need to like really, really envision and see like the thing you're trying to achieve, and you want it to be real. And they call it manifestation. You could call it, you know, whatever you want to call it. But the reality is, like, you put yourself in a headspace to have this occur, to have this happen, to achieve the objective, achieve the dream. And you start telling yourself that you're going to achieve the dream. Like, you're going to get it, right? You're going to be there. You're going to do it. And you start operating, you start thinking, you start talking from a place where you already have done it in your mind. You're convincing your brain, your body that you've already done the thing. And if you've already done the thing, what does it take to keep doing that? And then you just start doing the things that make that real. And so what I'm doing or how I'm using that mental tool is like I know what I want to accomplish in this sport. I have an objective. I have a date. And I'm doing the things that are gonna need to be like I'm imagining myself from the position of someone who is already at that level. And you start doing the things that someone at that level would be doing subconsciously. And anytime you've got any doubt, and this is kind of why it's so important to me to be listening to this and doing this and practicing it, is anytime you've got any doubt about it, you just you stop yourself, you take a minute, and you go, and you just you put yourself back on the right path. You're like, that's not who I am anymore, right? I am this new person, and this new person doesn't do that, right? Like I don't doubt where I'm at for my abilities or where I'm going to be. I've already done it. What would I do? And so you kind of get yourself out of this, you get out of this mental loop that holds you back from making real progress. And I don't think I've ever put words to it, but I've certainly subconsciously done something similar when I chose to become self-employed was that, right? Like I talked about it, I told people about it. I tell people like I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Pretty soon it's real. Holy crap. I thought it wasn't going to be this busy, but apparently it's busy. Um, which by the way, I think I'm on the hunt for a new gym. Like this one's not bad. I really like it. It's great in the morning. Sometimes in the evenings, it gets a little crazy. It's really empty down on this end. So maybe those people are like some other event or something because it's really not that busy. Like right here, right in front of where I park, there's like no cars. So maybe it's not that busy. Yeah, so it's just been a really powerful mind tool. And I would recommend that you consider it, like if you're trying to accomplish something or do something somewhere, is to use that tool. If you can see my hand, we're gonna switch. Use that, use that tool to visualize yourself as the person that you want to become. And that way, when you get there, or before you get there, you'll start doing the things that are going to be necessary to do it, to become the thing or become the person that you want to be. If it's to make more money, like what would a person who makes more money be doing? What would they be thinking about? Obviously, they're not thinking about spending it, right? They're busy making more money. While spending it's certainly something they think about, but they're also spending time generating that money. So, like, what would they be doing? What was important to someone who would be in that position? So, and you can use that framework, I guess, kind of anywhere. And I'm applying it here now to like this part of my life, but also other parts as I kind of reorganize myself and say, how am I going to spend the next 8 years? What am I going to do? What are my goals? What are my objectives? And what am I trying to do? And so that's kind of what I've been, thinking about, what I've been practicing in my mind. And I thought it was important to share. It's just, that's what I was reading, learning, listening to today. And so it's kind of cool. Um, like I'm not like big into like the universe and whatever, but like some of it was, it was cool. I liked the way that it was presented. But visualization is not new. It's not groundbreaking, right? Like there's lots of sports athletes who use that. There's probably even people in non-sports areas that use it regularly. But so I think that it's something cool, and I would use it if it were me. In fact, I'm going to use it right now. I am not comfortable, have not been comfortable filming myself in the gym, and now I'm going to stick you guys on a tripod and bring you with. So all of that to me is new. It's not something that I've done before, but I'm visualizing myself as someone who does this on a regular basis daily. This is not new to that person, to the new me, and it's something that I should be comfortable doing. And anytime I've got like a negative thought, like, hey, I'm scared to bring this in, or I'm scared to do this, or I'm worried about doing that, you just go, nope. Full-time content creator me would just bring it with and set it up, put your headphones in, and do your workout, right? So I don't have a lot more to say because I'm not going to have a lot more to say. When I'm working out, I'm working out. Uh, so I'm just going to bring you guys with along for, I'm happy to have you here with me in the workout. And then that's really what's it. But that's enough chatting. So let's go lift some weights.
I knew it so well. Like mine gets like that, like all the colors. All the fucking hard. Yeah. Maybe if you try to change. That. Yeah, because I can tell you, if I were like the wrong type of something else, something else, they're fine. Pero when I wear like the legit like I take them off and then go out, it's not my favorite. It's like burn, but you know, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you probably have a type of. Like fucking welcome. Yeah. Well, it's not here. Yeah. No, yeah. Well, well. These. I was like, Mom, are you awake?
All right, guys, that was a good workout. I got some dinner. I got some. That's about it for me for the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.